Hey, how's it going? I want to do a quick video on kind of what it might look like when the subfloor is finished. So I finished up this subfloor in this room. So you can kind of see it three stages. Obviously, this floor is done. We've laid the floor here, and it's already finished. So now all we got to do here. We put the subfloor in, and you can see most of it ended up with just big pieces of 3/4 inch plywood. But then as I headed towards this side, it started getting pretty narrow. There wasn't a lot of space. So I had to use the carpet shims in there, and I haven't sanded it yet. But I went ahead and, used some 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch plywood that I had from building some furniture and cabinets that was scrapped and needed, and you can see it kind of gets smaller as we go over. Try to give you a little better view. So I threw the level on it the other day. Let me throw it on here again. It's not going to be exactly level because unfortunately anytime you make these transitions they're never perfectly level, but well, yeah, actually it is perfectly level, so that never works. Anyhow, so again, carpet shims. I used 1/4 inch carpet shims, and then I just kept it 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch plywood. So this is 1/4 inch carpet shim to 1/4 inch plywood to another 1/4 inch, and then that puts me almost 1/2 inch. And I think there's actually a little bit of a shim under there. So this is 3/4. So again, when you lay the floor, really you're not going to notice that. If you were to actually put a level on most floors, you'd find it was pretty crooked anyways. So that's what it looks like with all the carpet shims. I use a lot of extra glue. I'm going to sand that to sort of feather it a little better. I had to use some nails as well as screws just because the material's so thin. But the one thing I'd recommend is if you're going to do this, always try to put plywood down first. Just use the carpet shims to make those transitions. Definitely, I think most carpenters would say, why not just take the whole floor off and put in what they call sistering the joists. Probably the better way to go, honestly. But this took me, I don't know, laying the floor probably took me about 2 days, day and a half, 2 days, so about 12 hours. Putting in cutting all the wood for the little small joists underneath there probably took another 12 hours or so, 8 to 12. So, it takes a while. I got to transition into this room, so I cut the material out, and I'll do a little video on that. And but that's where we're at. So there's a finished product. That's what it'll look like once we lay the floor on here. Now we've got a nice solid subfloor that's straight. Let me show you again. You can see, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but there's a pretty big dip in the floor. And then this is where we started. So this is the original old oak floor that we're going to rip up and basically do the same thing on this side. That's why I left extra pieces on here so that I can marry the two sides together nicely. And hopefully that helps somebody else out there. You can kind of see how I did it, and maybe that'll help you take on a project like this. If you get lucky, you're not trying to blend an entire 14 or 15 foot long piece of wood together. If this was happening in a room and there was just a door, that'd be a lot easier because you'd probably just take 3/4 inch plywood all the way to the side of the room. But I actually have to blend into an existing floor, and I have a long piece of it too. So that makes it a lot more challenging. It won't be as challenging over here because luckily this is all 3/4 inch. And so I'll just have to match the same height, and then I'll marry the whole thing together. And then, so I'll probably do a video when I get this area done, because this is kind of interesting. I'm going to have to hook up two different heights of floor. So I'll do a little video on that, and then I'll probably just do one more video when I lay the floor, and then maybe a couple on laying the floor and sanding it. Anyhow, there you go. Good luck.